Hello and welcome to Iron Port. This program is proudly brought to you by the Ghana Revenue Authority, Goyle Company Limited, Serene Insurance, Ghana Link and Meridian Port Services, MPS. This program is powered by the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, and our media partner is the Business and Financial Times. Viewers, this week our discussion is twofold. You should recall that the President, during his address to the public on the Sunday that ended October, he mentioned that government will review the standards for imports, which he is expecting that this should be done by May next year. Because of this, we interacted with an AFTA consultant and trade expert, Louis Yao Afo, to share his perspective on this subject. He had some interesting things to say. Take a listen.
Now, you are a trade expert. I just want to find out from you what you think are some of the issues that the president identified or the government identified culminating in this decision to review the standard for imports.
I think that critically, once you are importing and you are not exporting, you're going to have problems with your forex. And like I said earlier, in any economy, when there's the general level of prices rising, and you have about 70% being food, then there is a problem. And you also look at your import, you realize that food also takes a lot of chunk of it. Then I think they start and realize, look, if we decide, if we are going to be, we are going to benefit from anything, then we need to implement a quick import substitution policy. So what advising was that at the end of the day, we can try with some of the commodities like rice. And try some of the commodities like oil. We don't need to look far beyond Africa. Let's look within the after member states. Which country can really give us that comparative advantage? I think when we begin to do that, and I know we have the experts, comparative advantage of these products, then we can be able. For example, if you take the teas and coffees, you know that when you go to East Africa, they have the comparative advantage. So we need to broaden where in Africa and then the member states can we get our where we don't necessarily need to use forex. Why? Right. Because we have the Pan-African payment and settlement system where you have to transfer money in your own local currency, and then another recipient is going to receive it in their local currency. The dollar doesn't even come in at all.
Let's take a look at the benefits that would accrue to the state should we be able to review the standards in May next year.
So the benefits are going to be one. We are going to, if we're able to do that, we are going to save ourselves the forex.
Right.
But two, we are going to help companies that can do it locally to be able to maximize their capacity. If they can't help them, give them stimulus package. That's what we need to do, give them stimulus package. And if we want to do it, we should consider it as a national issue, a national crisis. Why? Because during the COVID time in the US, you realize that there was this, they have this national policy where companies that were not even manufacturing certain products have been called upon to support that. So they leave what they are supposed to manufacture and focus on what. So we can take that approach. It's a national crisis. So companies that initially, like the Unilevers, can they be, because most of them are even still importing the raw materials. Can we look at the exportable chain right from the farms to these companies and say, look, we can come halfway. Government can say, we'll help you with the infrastructure, we can have a small package. Let us see how best within now and maybe we can put in something, half of your raw materials from Ghana here, so they can produce and lower the cost. We can do that between now and May, because already some of the products that we are even going to target, they are already growing. So you are giving yourself some of the product. It doesn't take more than 5 months for them to harvest. So I think that food has been taking the chunk of our import, our trade deficits. So the other benefit we are going to have is that, like I said, when you begin to have more surplus of these targeted policy supplies, prices drop.
Right.
So the average person will now begin to feel that, okay, I go to the market with this amount of average income. I know that I'll be able to have a certain basket full of these things. I don't have to wait for them to import, because once those who are importing these things are not coming, then there's that shortages pulling here and there. So within that environment, if we're able to do that, average person can be able to go to the market and buy more of these products, and then at a certain average, prices, using the after as a tool.
But I just want to find out from you, what are some of the things we need to do in order that we can have this implemented smoothly and effectively? Because 5 months is, May is just barely 5 months away. And so if we are really going to be able to do this, it means that we have to hit the ground running right now. So I just want to find out from you, what are some of the things that we should be looking at doing just to set the ground and to set the tone for the implementation?
Yes, I made mention that it's not the president who should know. I'm saying that most of the ministries or ministers or agencies under of the president, by the time he had finished speaking, they should be able to identify themselves with whatever he said. And I'm saying that if I was behind him and the Minister of Trade, I could pick something from there. If I'm the National After Office, I know I'll pick something from there. GIPC will pick something from. So what they need to do now is to have a serious interministerial work.
Right.
That is the same approach they used, especially when they were coming out to the after national policy, Ghana national policy on after. Why? There was an interministry for Minister of Foreign Affairs, Minister of Trade, Minister. So you take Minister of Agric, you take Exim Bank, that is supposed to promote growing Ghana, made in Ghana, what have you. So you take Exim, you take GEPA. All those institutions at this time should be aligned. If they were aligned already, they should give me a new direction. That look, we have a target in May. We say we want to make sure that we come out with this import standards, new reviewed, so we don't have time at all. Come out with something, work in unison.
All right, away from that, we engaged customs on the application of benchmark values in determining customs duty. Our guest, the Principal Revenue Officer at the Customs Technical Services Bureau, emphasized that the benchmark system is not a valuation method. The following piece will tell us more.
Yes, the benchmark value. I know it was reviewed,
yeah, the benchmark value.
Yes.
The benchmark value, let me see that it is an internal risk assessment tool we use. Internal risk assessment tool or management tool that we use administratively to reconcile non-compliant declarants with compliant declarants.
Yeah.
We use it to also help to detect over-invoicing and under-invoicing, under-valuation, declaration, valuation. So, in effect, it helps to check commercial fraud or procurement fraud.
Yeah.
So, by this, I think post-clearance audit also uses it. A lot of people use it. We use it to align, to sanitize our database, where, in a computer, garbage in, garbage out.
Yeah.
So definitely, when you have things to guide you, it's a guide. You can call it a guide or a yardstick. It's not a valuation method.
Right.
We don't use it sacrosantly. We don't apply it just like that. We use it to reconcile, to risk analyze. Risk management unit uses it a lot to see the deviation of a particular product. Why is somebody giving $5? Why is somebody giving $10?
Yeah.
They use it to align that. By getting the true reflection of the international price or the export price, that is what we use. So from the TPD, from the invoices, from the SWIFTs, from the letters of credit, and from the stakeholder engagements, where industrial stakeholders give us information on values, and from some very high level integrity, distance level companies, we apply those things. We compile them as a data just to guide us to analyze, especially to reconcile the non-compliant declarants with the compliant.
Okay. Are they meant to, substitute transactional values?
Yes, it's not for value substitution. It is not for value substitution.
Okay.
Again, like I said, it is not a valuation method. They are not values we use. We use it to reconcile, to kind of sanitize our own system to guard against what we do. Whether somebody else is giving too low value, too high a value, whether there's some commercial fraud, whether there's some procurement fraud. This procurement fraud, this commercial fraud affects domestic tax payments, where apart from you paying the lower taxes for undervaluation, we have to bring you up to scratch. with the competitors, because you cannot be paying low, others will be paying. You get it?
Yeah.
So bring it. If you overpay, that is over invoicing. With the tech, we have to find out how you're doing that, because by that over invoicing, it's affecting your total profit, because the more cost you have reduces your profit margin.
Right.
Therefore, domestic tax payment will reduce. Is that not it?
Absolutely.
So the domestic units will not have much income to collect from that angle. So when we over invoice, it means a lot to us. So we have to interrogate that by way of investigations. So we use this benchmark, use so-called benchmark, which we do not use anymore,
Right.
because it has become a demon. It actually worried us because of the misconstrued conception about it. It is not for valuation, it is just for our administrative internally usage. We don't use it at all. So because the government in the past, using the discount policy of 50%, introduced that benchmark. I think that is what emphasized or made it so apparent to people that, hey, anything benchmark use means that it is high. It is not like that. The government use it. I think they use it to say that 50% discount on benchmark items. But in actual fact, the 50% discount was to all over 6,000 products commercially traded.
Right.
And it is not on the unit values, it is on the duty payable or duty paid. Okay? That 50%, which now is 30%, is applicable to all products over 6,000. So it is not benchmark items that only enjoy the discount.
In a yes or no, so what in effect it means is that we don't have the benchmark values, no 30%, no anything, nothing.
No.
Okay.
There's a benchmark value is no valuation method we don't use for our values.
Okay.
We use it
so it's
to
not applicable any longer.
No. It's not. It has never been applied before. It has never been used. It has been misconstrued as one of our values or valuation methods.
All right.
It is not true.
Okay.
All right, now that we've heard from our guests, let us also hear from you on your questions, comments on the subjects that were just discussed. After we go on break, we'll be back with more news. This one is from Frank from Asantia Chem Agogo. He asked, I want to know why customs charge in dollars for the payment of duties. Hi Frank, the customs official said, customs do not charge in dollars. He said, because the transactional values of the goods imported are in foreign currency, customs converts those values into cedis using the exchange rate of the time. My name is Ahmed in Medina. At one of the borders to Togo, we were stopped by customs, and each and every one was made to show ID or passport. I thought that was the role of immigrations. Can your guest let us know the difference between the role of customs and that of immigration? Hello Ahmed. Our guest says customs by training can perform the functions of immigration and police officers in their absence. Also, he added, customs can request for an identity card or passport to prove nationality of person accompanying goods. My name is Joshua from Hohoi. I have a card that customs officers are holding after I have presented all the legitimate and valid documents and successfully cleared the car. It has been flagged as having a tempered chassis. I am following the process and it is currently delaying. I want to know how they come about establishing this tempered chassis issue. Hi Joshua, the customs official said customs have the personnel and mechanism in place to determine the tempered chassis. He said they have a monitoring team in town that can check these things.
Every now and again, Goil makes good things happen. This time, Goil has introduced Super XP Ron 95, a higher grade fuel loaded with additives and yet sold at the same price as normal fuel. Goil Super XP Ron 95 enhances engine performance like never before. It maintains the engine by keeping it clean from carbon deposits. Goil Super XP Ron 95 is designed to burn slowly and thus improves fuel economy, making you save money after several kilometers. Goil Super XP Ron 95 gives you a smooth driving experience, that is, less vibrations. Fill up with Goil Super XP Ron 95. Now there's no need to pay more for any higher grade fuel. Goil has that sorted. Goil, good energy.
Electricity, then pay your taxes. Our taxes, our future.
Because you see, without our taxes, we wouldn't have good roads, good schools, better hospitals, street lights, and other very important social amenities. When we pay our taxes, we give our children free and quality education. Talga, my money too small. Why should I pay my tax? Look, small. Salifo, it doesn't matter how small or big your business or income is. You still have to pay your taxes. The little taxes from each and every one of us, when put together, could give your community clean water or that deprived school with tables and chairs. Please pay your taxes. It is your responsibility. It is your civic duty. It is the law.
Impressive factory. If only I had listened to you, I wouldn't have been in this mess. That devastating fire virtually wiped out the whole factory and my warehouse.
Remember my misfortunes last year? Serene Insurance Asset All Risk Fire policy that I took were there to pay for my damaged stocks in the warehouse, and my machines that were affected by the floods have been replaced. My accident vehicle is back on the road thanks to Serene Insurance motor policy. My goods are on the IC covered with their marine cargo insurance policy. I was just telling Ajima about Serene Insurance.
Oh, Ajima,
tell him more.
As a road contractor, I make sure I do my contractors all risk insurance for the projects and then workers' compensation for all the workers on site. With Serene Insurance, they will make sure they will cover your unknown tomorrow today.
Serene Insurance, a new face of insurance. Call us now.
MPS Terminal 3 is Africa's new state-of-the-art container terminal at Tema Port. For manufacturers, agro-processors and traders, the new port means business can be done faster. This infrastructure boost will improve Ghana's port handling capacity, connect more trading routes, and oil the engine of growth for the economy, creating greater opportunities across all sectors as Africa's markets merge and become the largest trading bloc globally. MPS, we connect, you thrive.
Thanks for staying. Now for our local news segment, we have a few CSR projects that we want to share with you. Take a listen.
The Ghana Navy, just like other security institutions, requires a healthy and fit group to be able to fulfill its mandate of protecting Ghana's territorial waters, fighting crime at sea, and preserving the integrity of the marine environment. As such, the Navy welcomes all efforts that inure to this goal. In this vein, the Eastern Naval Command Fitness Center has been christened in Tema to provide a modern facility that naval officers can maintain fitness in. The Gymnasium, which cost 1.7 million Ghana cedis, was donated by Vera Transport and Haulage Company Limited, a multi-purpose logistics management company. Delivering a speech at the event, the head of legal and human resource manager at Vera Transport and Haulage Company Limited, Mabel Kwashi, said the ultra-modern facility was designed to contribute to upgrading the standard of fitness and wellness of the Naval Command.
We at VERAD believe that a healthy body and mind enhances productivity. So, as part of our corporate social responsibilities, decided to undertake this project with urgency. Facilities are important in the provision of sport and fitness, especially to the security and defense structures in the country at the grassroots levels. Centers like this provide a place to participate in fitness activities.
The outgoing flag officer commanding at the Eastern Naval Command, Commodore Emmanuel Ayensu Kwafu, thanked the management of VERAD for the facility, adding that it feeds into the vision of the Ghana Armed Forces at large. He said the Eastern Naval Command Fitness Center adds up to existing sports resources in the command, which will help open up opportunities for all users.
We have a swimming pool, we have a volleyball court, basketball court. But now we have a new ultra-modern gym which the command can proudly boast of. This will help open a whole diverse opportunity for users. The gym will indeed provide for sports and recreation.
Ghana's leading oil marketing company, GRA, has continued to demonstrate its commitment to every sphere of national development, and sports development is not left out. GRA Petroleum Company has entered a 2-year agreement with the Ghana Football Association for the oil marketing company to serve as the official fuel partner of the GFA. This means GRA will become the sole sponsor of fuel for the GFA at an estimated cost of $200,000, currently 2.6 million Ghana cedis. This adds up to the existing sponsorship GRA has with two of Ghana's big football clubs, Asante Kotoko and Accra Hearts of Oak. Speaking during the official signing ceremony of the deal, Group CEO and Managing Director of GRA, Kwame Osei Prempe, said this business relationship is a demonstration of GRA's commitment to Ghana.
It has become necessary to extend our hands to the governing body of football in this country, especially at this time when the expectation of every Ghanaian is that we will go to Qatar, not just be there, but be able to improve on our past enviable experience.
On his part, board chairman of GRA, Reginald Daniel Lai, said the partnership is a manifestation of the shared values between both parties.
GRA is very proud to align with the GFA, and we give them all our support and all the encouragement. This is only the beginning and not the end of the relationship. We have started and we are determined to explore and exploit the various advantages that will come as a result of this union.
The president of the Ghana Football Association, Kurt Edwin Simeon Okraku, said this sponsorship will go a long way to have a positive impact on the deprived areas of the sports in Ghana.
As a result of this relationship, our Division 1 clubs who travel through the woods of Ghana would receive support. What that means is that club owners would save more money, and that money can be invested in salaries of our players who are mostly deprived. Go on, thank you.
We have the Harbour Master of GPHA Takoradi Port, Captain Richmond Quayson. Captain, this evening we've seen the successful birthing of MV Fair Partner, which has brought 2 shiploaders and 1 eco hopper here at the new dry bulk terminal. Could you please tell us the relevance of these equipment in the operations of Takoradi Port?
Yeah, Kingsley. Management of GPHA, headquarters, and management of Takoradi Port, we are delighted to receive this vessel, MV Fair Partner, arriving with the game changer. The dry bulk terminal has been completed, and GPHA in partnership with Amandi Ghana, we've done the superstructure work with conveyor system to serve the manganese, bauxite and clinker vessels. So these ship loaders, 1 for manganese, 1 for bauxite, and 1 eco hopper for the clinker related cargo, arrived with MV Fair Partner. It's a heavy lift carrier that loaded the cargo from Dubai through the Suez Canal to Mediterranean, and we are pleased to have the vessel safely alongside this evening, and we look forward to the next 4 days, the careful discharging of the ship loaders. That's the manganese ship loader number 1 onto the rail system, then we do the bauxite 1 onto the rail system, and then the eco hopper. So the next 4 days, be very careful operation to discharge this cargo from the heavy lift carrier. Then only we will use another 4 weeks for the installation and trying and testing to commission the project to start delivering for the shipping line. So this is going to change the way we handle clinker, the way we handle manganese, and the way we handle bauxite in Takoradi Port. It will be a fully automated system, world class, so that we can deliver on the type of vessels we expect. We are expecting Cape-size vessels over 250 to 300 meters LOA length overall, with a beam over 50 meters to load bauxite, to load manganese, and to discharge clinker for the cement-related companies. We are humbled to have this cargo today, and kudos to GPHA management, Takoradi Port, our director, DG General, and my humble self, the humble master. I'm humbled to have this vessel with today, and we're going to deliver on our mandate as managers of the Port Authority. Thank you.
All right, now let's take our lenses to the global stage and pick a few international port, shipping, maritime related news.
Over the weekend, the U.S. Navy patrol vessel USS Sirocco rescued 8 Iranian and Pakistani nationals who had set fire to their own vessel after they were caught smuggling drugs in the Gulf of Oman. The fire destroyed about 2/3 of the drugs, the service reported. Before the boarding team could reach the suspect vessel, the duo's crew set it on fire in an attempt to destroy a cargo of hashish and methamphetamine. Sirocco's crew paused the interdiction operation to ensure the duo's crew from the water and to provide them with medical care. Meanwhile, the patrol boats USS Chinook and USS Thunderbolt provided assistance in putting out the fire on the duo. The boarding team still managed to recover about 560 kilos of hashish worth $1 million from the burned vessel. Continuing to market the 50th anniversary of the cruise line, the Carnival Cruise Line took delivery of its newest cruise ship, aptly named Carnival Celebration, the second of the cruise line's LNG fueled ship. She is also part of an effort to continue to rebuild the cruise operations after the pandemic. The 182,800 gross ton cruise ship was built by Meyer Taku in Finland as a sister ship to the Mardi Gras and part of the larger platform of LNG fueled cruise ships, Carnival Corporation. She is the second of 3 ships of the class being built for Carnival, which is Carnival Jubilee, with the Carnival Jubilee under construction at Meyer Werft in Germany. Measuring 1,130 feet in length, the cruise ship has accommodations for 5,882 passengers and a crew of 1,735.
All right, it's now time for our Word of the Day segment, where we introduce and define words and jargons that we often use in this industry so you can get familiar with them.
Liner: a vessel sailing between specified ports on a regular basis.
Let us now take a look at the schedule of vessels that have berths in the ports of Tema and Takoradi, and they are the anchorages of both ports, as well as the Bank of Ghana exchange rates, which you may need to know to clear your cargo with. That's all we have today for this edition of Iron Port. We hope you've been informed and educated. Remember, all Iron Port content can be found on our YouTube channel, Iron Port. Like, subscribe, and give us feedback. Thank you for watching.